Bio snap.
Mickens, hello.
Chaos,
Hello.
pure chaos. Pure. This is just, I think, I was thinking about this the other day. This is just a little disclosure, again, for all the people who don't know this, but we do not edit this podcast.
That's part of the deal. That's why it's pure chaos. What did you expect?
Truly.
Yeah. No, there's no fucking editing. God.
What? No.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so at some point, I think we've decided it'll be a year from now. You'll all be graced with this wonderful episode with our lovely friend Elise. Why it'll be a year is not because we're going to be recording it in a year, but it's because we recorded it many weeks ago, and I am going painstakingly 5 seconds at a time and cutting out little bits of one of the recording things to sync it up to the other vocals. Oh my God.
DJI, but it's not the 3-way.
Yeah. If we decide that we care about people enough to bring people on here, I guess. I don't know if that means that we care about them enough or if it just means that we want other people to
if you want to participate on the show, be an editor.
Yeah, or you
get
can get us more mics. Get us mics that allow for
or the 3-way
more.
or 4.
The 3-way or the 4-way.
Yeah.
The 4-way would be nice.
That's our PSA.
Yeah. Okay. So Jocelyn, what happened to you? Yeah, hi Lisa. What happened to you earlier today?
Oh, I found, let's see, how do I do this without naming names? There's a person I dated.
Let's call him Douchebag.
Douchebag. Big D. No. Lil D. Call him Lil D.
Lil D.
He made a record with audio.
Are you trying to not make it knowable? Because I feel like if we talk about our historic partners, everyone is going to know who we're talking about.
Well, okay. He's a person who made a thing, and I found the thing. And it's a record. And my face did a grimace. And and I was like, ew. And I put it into the closet. I was like, why am I doing that? I'm doing a purge. So just before this, had a little seance moment. It's not burned yet, but it's burning in the sun on the street, on the sidewalk where it belongs, on the curb.
Yeah.
Kicked it to the curb. Yeah, it's going in the trash if no one's taking it.
Yeah. It was a very good moment.
Yeah.
So that inspired the topic of the day, which is
bad boyfriends.
Yeah, the worst.
The worst. Yeah.
So, it doesn't have to be boyfriends, but it kind of sounds like maybe both Jocelyn and I have only had those in the past. So that's why, we're talking about men. We will at some point talk about bad friendships, which there will be ladies.
Yeah. We are non-discriminatory.
Yeah.
Bad.
Right. What, you want us to talk about things we enjoy? No. Absolutely not. So, yeah. I know yours is a doozy. So, how do you want to do this?
What do you think?
I don't know. I'm really struggling with, the part of my brain that does most of the things.
The part that turns on and remembers and says stuff?
Yeah.
Well, I'll start with a boyfriend I had in that early on. I'm being so
cagey.
Say who they are.
Tell me his name. Tell me his last name. What's his address?
He Oh God, I've talked to him every now and then, and I think he's doing really well. And we're friends, not in contact really, but very friendly. And he's really been supportive when I went through the last shitbag, little D.
Little D.
He was extremely present and there for me, and it was like
Amazing.
really nice bonding.
Yeah.
And then anyway, but what happened with this person is he was struggling with like anger issues and mom stuff. Do I say mommy issues? And anyway,
Dare I say,
and he was, he figured out later that he has disassociation.
Yeah,
there's like a
dissociative. Well, not
disorder.
Yeah.
Maybe some other stuff, but that he has that, and he didn't know until 20 years after the fact. And he was like reconciling with how he treated people, and including me.
How, as a therapist, I don't know how that's treated. Did he get any treatment?
I don't really know. I think at one point he was on an anti-anxiety.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't remember Paxil or one of the others, and yeah. So I think he's been managing it more recently. You know, now that you're in your 40s, I guess you can. Now that you know, but it was we were volatile, and I punched him in the face.
We don't condone abuse.
No, this is the only person I've ever. He was shouting at me, screaming.
You punched him like closed fist punch.
Yeah, like
oh my
like
God. Multiple all at once
while he was driving. I was
obviously you were in the car.
Yeah, like crazy. Like I was 18, and we stayed together for like 2 years. So it was after that. But we were at this like party, and he was very like he would imagine things, and he was like imagining that I was flirting with everyone, cheating on him with everyone, which did not happen. And I don't know, I was maybe flirtatious. I don't know. I was like 18. I don't fucking know. But I was not. I was like very loyal to him. You know? And I really didn't want to hurt his feelings. And I was already like, you know, I had issues with, don't make anyone feel bad. And he was just screaming about what a stupid, lying whore slut I am.
Whoa.
And I was containing, and then pop, 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 pop. And that was like, it's probably one of the worst things I've ever done in my life.
Damn.
And he was like scared of me in the morning. He's like 6'6". I'm 5'4" on a good day. And yeah, it was like out of our minds. And we went through a lot too. His mom was supposed to be at the World Trade Center on the day of 9/11, and he couldn't get a hold of her. This is all in like a compact amount of time, and it was just crazy. We moved here together with 8 other people.
Was he part of the band?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a drummer. Yeah, and he like that was almost the end, because he's like, I don't know what happened to you or who you were. And I was like, me neither, except for I was filled with rage, and there's no excuse for it. And also, don't talk to me like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Respect. And I will never do that again. I never laid a hand on anyone ever again, like before or since. It was just like all this pent-up childhood shit maybe, and just like, no, snapped. Like psychosis for a second. Yeah, and I was just ravaged with guilt, and I was like, I understand if you are done. Like it was just, if he had done that to me, I would have been like out. But I am small, so.
I mean, it definitely sounds like you were both not healthy for one another.
No, I don't think so. I mean, in some ways we were supportive, in other ways, no. Went to New York together. He screamed at his mom, and then he like kept complaining to me before this that he expected me to defend him, and so
to his mom.
Yeah, because his mom, he claimed all these things that, you know, she was neglectful when he was little, and that's why he has problems with trusting people. And yeah, it was just like these shouting matches, so many shouting matches. It was just so much crying. And then, so like toward the end of this turbulent relationship, And we truly did love each other. He started checking out, and he was just somewhere else and depressed. And the band wasn't really doing well. They had broken up. And he was just playing video games all day long. Didn't find work, got an unemployment.
Was this the button masher?
Yeah.
When you're...
Click, click, click,
oh,
click,
God.
click, click. And so I was waiting tables and bartending, and I worked a double shift. And I came home after just finding out that my dad had a stroke. And I didn't know really what that meant, except it was scary and his brain was damaged.
Yeah.
And he could like barely speak. He couldn't make out a word. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to go home. Like all my savings, buy a ticket home. So I get home and I say, hey, my dad had a stroke. And he's like, oh, click, 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 poo, 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 click, click, click.
Pew, pew, pew.
My dad had a stroke. I'm going to go see him. Okay.
Wow. That's just on a whole other level when, you know, women talk about their partners being video game addicts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was the pretty much beginning of the end. A few months later, I was like done, and I said as much. I got my own place, and then he tried to come up, like brought me all my favorite things. It's like, you have like not cared about my existence for a long time. You've just been checked out. So he comes over with like a basket of salt and vinegar chips and treats for the cat, whatever, like my favorite things. And I was just like, too little, too late. I'm out.
We need emotional support. Yeah. But looking back now with the stuff that you know now about him, like, it makes sense.
Yeah.
That diagnosis and how he was showing up.
Yeah, and I think that's because we went through those kinds of things, and he saw me at my worst. I saw him at his worst. And so we had a really like strong bond. We didn't talk for years after that. We haven't, probably in a couple of years, but like it's very friendly. And when I went through the last breakup with the little D, here's more way like overshare. I had gotten very into cocaine. And
cocaine,
I really liked it. I really liked it a lot. I liked it a lot. And I was here losing my goddamn mind. I was just like cleaning or purging, probably what I do when I'm home alone, or making art, I don't know, like in 1,000 different directions, which is very normal for me anyway. Walk into one room, this needs to change, walk into another room, and now but I was finding this stimulant calming until it wasn't. And I was also having like half a bottle of wine, just like here alone. And then it was like 2 a.m. and I realized I am going insane. Like my brain's going racing, it's darkness, like dark thoughts. I felt sick, but like, I don't know, crawling out of my skin. I was just like, I need a person to be here. I'm scared. What have I done? Just like, you know? And I was like, 2 a.m., who the fuck's gonna be awake? And I texted him, and he came over. And he talked me through. He like stayed here all night. And we just like talked about everything until the wee hours, until I was like calm again, fell asleep. It was really great. And that was, it was like after the little D, like I said.
Was that...
During it, actually.
Was that the first time that you guys had reconnected?
No, we've kind of been talking on and off. I think I like saw him at an event or something. So it wasn't like super out of the blue. I knew that he was bartending, so that he would be up late. Yeah, I think I'd just also been trying to like reconnect with different people in my life at that time, and just like, who am I? What am I doing? Why am I with this shitty fucking person that
truly makes me feel insane?
Yeah, it's like, because I think the other one is a narcissist. So I like to find people with mental health
Don't we all?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, man. I mean, like, that's a redemption story as well, right? And it's okay. So the bam, bam, bam punch story, you were like 18.
Mm-hmm.
And if you were with each other for a couple of years, regardless, not all men, but a lot of men are pretty shitty at that age.
Yeah.
So, like, there's a little bit of a pass, I guess. Like he grew up at some point, which is great. Not all do.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and he had to just like really start being. He was always introspective. I think that actually probably helped in some ways, and like it's a double-edged sword.
Mm-hmm.
He liked, moody art, and he liked writing moody stuff, and I think that was to his benefit because he was willing to go there, and then he was willing to put that as like a actual mirror on the stuff he didn't want to see. Which is, which we talked a lot about that. Like, I was awful. You were awful. We were awful to each other. Yeah.
Man. Yeah.
On that uplifting note.
It's but in ways it is uplifting. Because, like, how many people have that opportunity to reconcile with a part of themselves as well from the past? We do that through relationship. We learn who we are through relationship, whether that's romantic or not.
Yeah. And
to be able to, like, come back to someone who you were with at that age, it's also like a moment of self-catharsis.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and to see each other, like, it's like 15 years later or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, grown up. Dealing with the shit, the traumas that we collectively experienced, and yeah.
One day maybe we'll talk about the traumas that we've all collectively experienced.
Yeah, on our last episode, there's a little bit. There's some the mommy issues.
Yeah, the mommy
issues, everyone.
Oh my God, are we becoming our mothers? What's it called? Meep, 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 meep. Doesn't matter.
Map.
Anyway. Grief porn.
Oh, grief porn. Nice. Anyway, bad boyfriends. Any uplifting ones?
Any uplifting
ones? I don't know why I said that.
Wow. No. Oh God. I thinking back over like the history. I think sorry, I just hit the microphone. So I was a bad girlfriend. In one of them. I haven't had that many relationships, I've realized. 4, maybe? Okay, so I was dating this dude, this little punk, and when did we start dating? Like 21-ish? 21-ish?
When you were 21-ish?
Yeah, and then stopped dating when I was 24. What? Maybe we started dating when I was 20. That makes sense. That makes more sense. Because we were together for 4 years. We had like a 6-month no, I don't want to talk to you thing. But then we came back together. He's one of those guys where he's just filthy, you know, just a disgusting,
like as a body, as
pig.
a human, or
as
all
a
of his space.
Every space that he would touch, it was like Midas, but with disgustingness, you know. He himself didn't seem like he would be dirty, but then you'd go into his home and it was just like, what is happening?
Have you seen a sponge before? Or?
Yeah, do you know how to clean things? Why did I do that to myself?
I don't know. We do some really dumb, like the early 20s, like teenager, early 20s, even mid. Like some people never grow out of it, but I think we don't know.
Yeah, it's like, no, I don't want to go into the military, but I do want to be tortured. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find a really fucked up guy that doesn't actually maybe want to commit, and then I'm just going to just be so smitten with this little douche. And anyway. All right. So this kid was a little skater punk and was like quite good looking. Had like a lovely little body, fucking dick. It was like he looked like I was overcome by what? Men of a caliber want to be with me? This is crazy, because it wasn't a thing. I was a silly little drama nerd, and I was really outspoken, and no one liked me in high school. Like nobody wanted to date me. And all the other girls, they all dated everybody and blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, does anybody want to love me? And nobody wanted to. So I had a complex. And so then this little baseball, little tushy hunk, you know? Athlete was just like, hey, girl. And I was like, what? Oh, my gosh.
Yes, let's do it. How do we get together?
Oh, my gosh. Yes. Like, totally. Wow, you're so smart and funny, but not. Like, he's stupid, and he's not funny. I'm funny. You're dumb.
You had, know? Like, whatever the equivalent of beer goggles is.
Oh, my God, yes.
Complex goggles?
Complex goggles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, and we dated, and he left his girlfriend to be, like, they were already on the rocks, and they were already gonna break up, or they were on a break or something, but it hadn't been that long. And then he met me, and he was just like, well, I'm definitely gonna break it off fully with her then.
Right. Now the clear reason.
Yeah. God, never giving up the relationship until you have something else to jump to. Those kinds of people.
Yeah.
And I don't know. He wasn't really that bad until later on. We went through a lot of experiences together. We tried like a lot of drugs for the first time together. We like went and traveled together. Like we moved in together at some point and lived with fucking 8 other people because that's what you do when you're in your 20s and you can't afford anything. And my rent was literally like $200.
Yeah.
Because we were splitting a house with 10 people.
It's the way to do it. That is the initiation.
Oh my God. With 2 dogs, 3 cats, and 10 people in a house.
Nice.
Oh man. And he just like, I don't know how to describe him, but like he didn't want to work, but he was a server, and he would make some money, but he didn't want to. His mom had like extra spaces in her house, so he just lived there, like above the garage. But that's also where they like stored all of their stuff. So you'd have to like walk around things, and we'd like pull out the pull-out couch. But like everything was filthy, and he had a dog that he was taking care of for his brother. But it became his dog, but he never trained the dog, and he wouldn't buy the dog food. He would just go down the street to McDonald's and get hamburgers and feed the dog. Like, he was a very sweet dog, but he was so ill-mannered because he got no, you know? Ugh, God. And then, you know, we're partying, we're going to festivals together where I'm becoming a little fucking, I don't even know, a little hippy-dippy, druggy trap queen, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Queen? Rat? Queen rat.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, he's starting to wear fucking bicycle hats with the little thingy flipped up. To be cool, he started a thing. You know those little bicycle hats? They wear them under their helmets or something, and they're just like very tight to the head, and then they have like a little brim, tiny little brim
Visor
just in the front.
kind of thing.
Yeah. He would wear the bicycle hats and just flip that up. What's up? But he was also, oh God, he was an artist. He was an artist.
Artist and an athlete.
Artist and an athlete, and he was going to school to become a massage therapist, but he left school because he was all over the place. If we talk about somebody probably who had ADHD, it would be this person. But he went and he spoke to the massage therapy people, and he was just like, I'm just really loving doing my art. And they were like, you know what? Maybe you should just stick with art then.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, maybe he shouldn't, because that's not going to pay anything, but okay. And then we would just go around. He started to do graffiti art, and he would like go around tagging shit, and I was like, this is dumb.
Like for free when you're not supposed to?
Yes.
Kind of? Yeah, okay.
Yeah. But then we would also go out to all of these like old abandoned buildings and like ruins. Like there's a place called Lime, Oregon, which used to be this town, but it's completely abandoned, and it's like all these people, these graffiti artists who do murals and stuff. They'll go out there, and like a place in Vernonia is the same way, Oregon as well. And so we would go to all these places, and he would do big murals, and he would like. And then he started to become a tattoo artist, and he would like tattoo all over his arms and like all over his fucking. And then as we got deeper into the festival circuit and as we got deeper into drugs, something happened. I don't know how or when or why. Like I don't remember the shift, but he started doing pills, and pills
like what kinds of drugs versus?
We were doing like mushrooms and acid, and obviously we smoked all the weed.
Psychedelics.
Every weed, we smoked the weed.
Right.
And then we would be doing, you know, like party drugs like cocaine and Molly. Oh my God, so much Molly. Sassafras. So many good time, good feeling druggers. And then he started to do, which was really interesting because his brother was a drug addict. Like he was on the streets, like addicted to meth, addicted to heroin. Like they were trying so hard to get him to stop.
Oh man.
And then
couldn't function in the world.
Could not function in the world.
Right.
Like, period. Hands down. Could not. And then he started to do pills. And it's like, you know that's a slippery slope.
Like Oxy?
Yeah, I guess. Benzos of some kind, and then like painkillers of some kind.
Vicodin, whatever he could find.
But I don't actually know, because I didn't know this until after. Retroactively did I know. And so like we started to, we went down to Guatemala, and it was the trip that I really wanted to go on. He had never been outside of the country. I have been to a lot of places in the world because I had a lovely growing up hood where my family had that as a priority. So I got to experience a lot of different cultures, and I really wanted him to experience a different culture. Like, I wanted him to see something outside of the fucking United States. And I paid for everything. Sorry, I hit my microphone again. I paid for everything, and we went down there, and we stayed in one little town for a month. We like got a house that we rented for a month. A room. Sorry. We got a room.
The 20-year-old budget.
Yes. And he started like he would get commissions to do murals. His art was cool. It was trippy. It was weird. And then he started like being a little bit shadier, and I was like, what's happening? He was like, hey, like, I'm going to start selling some coke down here. And I was like, what?
Okay.
This is not the place to be stepping on people's toes, guy. Like, because he was selling stuff up here. Like, he would get stuff on Silk Road. And he would, Silk Road?
I've heard of it, but it's like the
Silk
drug.
Road was a dark web place.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, and it wasn't just drugs. You could get pretty much anything.
Yeah.
Like, you want to put a hit out on somebody?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure. I might be making all of this up, but I'm pretty sure that that's true.
There's
a documentary on probably Netflix. You can go watch. And then so he was selling drugs up here, and I knew about that. But when we got down there, I was just like, can you not? Can you not do this? Like, you could truly get killed. Like, what? What? This is not a place to be fucking around. But he was doing it. And then we met some people down there, and there was this night where he was out and we were both out, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna go home. I went home, and then I wake up in the morning and he's not there. And I'm like, okay, weird. And then I go about my day. I go get my breakfast. I go get my coffee. I'm like hanging out. After like mid-afternoon or midday comes around, and I'm like, what the fuck? And so I start going around to all the places that we have friends in town, and I'm asking. I'm like, hey, have you seen him? Have you da-da-da? And this guy, I just remember him like listening to me being like, I can't find him. He's not picking up his phone. Like,
oh, man.
I don't know what happened. And he's like, why are you looking for him? And I'm like, because he's my boyfriend. And he's like, well, it doesn't really seem like that, does it?
Whoa.
And I was like, wait, okay. All right. And then I went back to our house, and I like sat up on the roof, and I just like, I wrote out this big long thing of just like how much distance there felt like there was between us, and that it felt like this was the moment when it ends. And it was. He came back kind of still a little like fucked up, whatever, and I was like, hi, I literally thought you were dead. Where have you been? He's like, oh, sorry, just had a night and went out to some person's house, and we were just, it was really late, so I just decided to stay there, sleep over. And I was like, okay, you could have let me know. You could have been back before 4 p.m.
Wow.
Truly anything. And then come to find out that he was at this chick's house all night. And then she comes over to our place, and I'm like, hey. She's like, hey, I'm Sherry. And I'm like, all right. Hey, Sherry. I think her name is actually Cherry.
Cherry.
Hey, I'm Cherry. And she was like, can I talk to him alone for a minute? And I was like, no. And he's like, hey, can I talk to her? I was like, sure, I'll let you guys have our bedroom so that you can talk together alone. I never found out what happened. He vehemently denied that he cheated on me. Yeah, right.
Huh.
That was the weirdest.
Yeah.
That was the weirdest experience. And I just sat on the stairs outside of our bedroom like, okay.
What is this?
And that's also, I think that she introduced him to actual heroin that evening. Because, like, he was gone. He was out for hours and hours and hours, right? Like, and something changed in him. We came home. We had a fine rest of the trip, but I was going through a lot of transformative moments during the rest of the trip where it was very much like, who am I? What do I want? Why am I here? Why am I with him? What is my life? All of those questions. And I had a lot of really good moments with myself. And when we got back, I didn't break up with him for another like 2 months. Because I'm pretty sure I got pregnant. And I was like, what? Absolutely had an abortion. There's absolutely no way I would have a baby with that man. But I think that he really wanted one, and he was like really sad about it. And then he was like, when I had the abortion, I took the pill, and they give you a prescription of painkillers with it. I don't think he took any. I don't remember, actually. He might have. But I remember I couldn't go pick them up for a little bit. And I asked him, will you please come here and get me so that we can go to the pharmacy so that I can get my prescription before the cramping kicks in, before it starts to get really painful. He's like, yeah, of course. And I'm waiting, and hours and hours go by, and I start to get the cramping, and it like I blacked out multiple times from the pain. It was so painful. And I was just like sobbing on the floor, calling him and calling him and calling him and calling him, and him not answering. And then finally he comes by, like almost to the point where there's no point in it anymore, right?
Yeah.
Like, we get the meds. I take a couple of days and I feel better. And then I'm like, hey, we're done. And he comes by the house. He was also one of those who's like, I'm just going to use your car for everything. And he comes by the house, and he's just like crying and sobbing. And he was like, I want to be with you. I love you so much. I'm so sorry. The reason why I haven't been around lately is because the last 3 weeks I've been getting clean from pills. I've been addicted to pills for the last year, and I didn't tell you. And I've been getting clean, and I've been really trying. And I was like, that's so wonderful for you that you've been getting clean, and we're broken up. Like, I'm not doing this. Thank you so much.
Did you believe him?
About getting clean?
Because he was just disappearing and passing out, right?
Yeah. I mean, I had no fucking clue where he was. I had no idea what he was doing. He was just gone for hours and hours and hours on end. I didn't know anything. And it definitely didn't seem like he was clean. Like, there were months afterwards when I would see him, because we were in the same like friend circle, right? So like I would see him at parties and stuff, and he did not seem clean. but I don't know. Maybe he was. But yeah,
You're just done though. Mentally checked out over it.
Just, yeah, completely just like this isn't, I don't know where you are, but I'm not going to be a part of it anymore.
Right.
Thanks. And apparently for like years later, he was like going in and out of rehabs and stuff.
Man.
Apparently he's better. I've seen a picture of him because his mom randomly added me on Facebook. Like, hey, can we be friends on Facebook? Which, whew, when we first started dating, she would get drunk and get so mean.
Oh,
so mean. And I remember her like cornering me one night when we were first dating, like within the first couple of months. And she was just like, he loves Mel, the girl that he was dating before me.
Okay.
And she's like, they're going to be together. And you're just, I'm sorry, like, you're a nice girl, but, like, you're just a between one or whatever. And I was like, amazing.
Thanks, Mom.
Hey, did you hear what your fucking mom said to me? God, that should have been the first indication. But, yeah. But at the same time, I learned a lot from him. And he was one of the reasons why I stopped being... I used to be a very angry person, and I would take my anger out by, like, screaming at people or cutting them down, like looking at their worst thing that they think about themselves and naming it. Yeah. And, like, because the way that my mom and I showed each other love was by screaming across the house at one another,
Wow.
And he would shut down when I would... But I just thought that that's how people talked, You
don't like that?
What, you fucking baby? You don't like that? Yeah. And he would shut down. And so, like, I did a lot of work on myself over the years. And I wasn't perfect. I didn't get to a perfect place with it. Like, where, when I met Steven, like, there were still a couple of things here and there. But I now don't yell at people, which is great. So, like, I don't think I would have
learned it
learned
or, like,
that
as quickly maybe.
Yeah.
As
early in my life, like, yeah.
So, like you said, it's like you learn so much. There's so much if you allow it, the reflection.
Yes.
And if you're allowed to, like, look inward while you're in this relationship with somebody, because it brings up all your stuff.
All your stuff.
Oh, well, okay, well, that's one each. I think we got more.
No. That's hilarious. You don't have to share, actually.
Well,
just kidding. You do not have to share, but it is the doozy.
The doozy? The little D? Let's see. Okay, so I was getting out of a long-term relationship. I had gotten out of a long-term relationship with somebody, and we just weren't a really good fit. And then the other person was like, he wanted Stepford, and he was like...
Stepford?
Stepford wife. Like, he wanted...
The other person that you were getting out of the relationship with?
And he
really?
It was becoming more clear that, and I was like, I was not comfortable in my own skin, and, and just square life, and it was not, and I was a round peg, you know what I mean? And so, that ended, and I think I was just like, something completely different. Can I find something completely different? And so I did. And this Lil D was an artist and had no interest in any sort of naming any relationship or being honest with people or...
You didn't know the honesty
I didn't know any
part.
of that stuff. I saw the artistry. I saw the funny, charming.
Hey, on the surface, like, if you don't dig too deep with this person, he looks awesome.
Yeah.
Like, success, fun, music things, art things.
Creative.
Like, enjoys life. That's what you. That's
what you
the
see.
veneer.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jokey. Charismatic. And then you date this person, and it took me so long to see that it was like over 2 years of really high highs and really low lows. And this is how I learned that I don't know for sure this person is a narcissist, but I was reading about narcissism because I was trying to understand what's going on with this relationship and this person, and like, am I crazy? What else do I need to deal with in my life and my psyche? Like, I knew I had issues with all kinds of stuff, like anxiety and all that, attachment stuff. But it was, this person would make it like I was the most special, important person.
Love bombing.
Yes, kids. And would bring gifts, lavish praise, like, whisk me away on a really amazing, adventurous night. And then the discarding happens. And the discarding feels like there's a denial that you were in anything at all.
Yeah.
And also he was seeing like 12 other women or whatever.
Did you know that, though?
I did not know any of that.
Yeah.
Well, like, I accepted that I was in this like phase of my life that I'm like, okay, you aren't sure about being in a relationship at first. And then it was like, well, let's do an open relationship. Never done that before in my life. And that was whatever. Works for some people.
That was whatever. You can hear the exhaustion in your voice.
It was like, and then, let's see. I was like, as long as you are honest, I don't need to know everything always, but like, be honest.
Yeah.
And if he had done that, it would have been, there's other things, but it's like, here's what he lied about. He told people that he would tell one set of people that I was like following him and trying to like be with him and wouldn't leave him alone. And,
clingy girl.
Yeah. And then he would tell another set of people that I was the love of his life and his girlfriend of 2 years, and started cheating on him with his best friend.
This was at the end.
Yeah. Once he realized that I was no longer, his games were no longer working.
Yeah. Once he realized that you weren't just pining over him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I did, like a loser. It was just like, I really was like...
He's the loser, okay? Not you.
I just really didn't understand. I was like, why do I keep going back to this? It's like painful whenever I leave.
Was he promising you things?
Oh, yeah, give me a little more time, or, part of the complexity of this relationship is his dad died in the middle of this early on, and man, did that fuck with him, as it would, and he went to go see his mom, and I was traveling to New York or Atlanta or something at the time. I was like, do you want me to come out there? And he's like, sure. It's like, yeah, come out. So I went out there and I met his mom. We had to sleep in different rooms. And I'm like, do you know what your son does?
Yeah.
Oh my God. And it was like, and I felt really good being able to be there for someone, for him, for going through this.
Yeah.
And I got like all these little, I went around to like all of the friends I could think of and had them write a little note in this coloring book, like adult coloring book, and I brought it to him. And there's a delivery, so excuse me, I'm just distracted by the delivery man.
We're just going to pretend like we're not here.
That's what I do. So it was like, we did a project together that, it was like a community building thing, and even that, he would tell some people that I was just like hanging on to it, or like inserting myself, and I was like, I don't want to be like all I'll check out.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God.
I'm doing you a favor.
I
you
named
fuck.
the thing. I got you in touch with, I got press for us, and then you blamed me for taking credit. And I was like, I fucking,
Yeah.
So on the one hand would be like praise and thank you so much, and you're so invaluable, and I couldn't do this without you, or, you know, like you're such a good inspiration, blah, 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 blah. And then on the other side of his mouth was like, God, I can't get rid of her. And then the other side of his mouth is like, once he's hurt, it's just like, it was so fucking disgusting finding out all this thing, finding out all of the people that he had been sleeping with. One time he came over here. My mom was visiting with her then husband when he was still alive, and he came over and was trying to charm the pants off of everybody. And he was like playing games, and like literally we were playing cards or something. And then he's like, I gotta go early. Like I got a deadline, and it's really important. That night he went and fucked the woman who stayed at my house when they had a band come here.
What?
We hung out. I hung out with her in San Francisco. We were not like friends, but like friendly.
Wow.
And then I found out, because I went to a show in the same like weekend or whatever, and I went to the show and I saw her. It was because she was in town, so I was like, I wanted to say hi, and she was really standoffish, and I was like, hey, what's up? And she was just like, oh, hey. And then I didn't put two and two together until after that he was fucking her and probably filling her head with all kinds of like how awful I am or something. It's like, you just sat down with my mom, had dinner, and was like, how great I am to them. And then you turn around and you go and fuck this woman who I thought was a friend, or, you know, ish. And then she unfollowed, and like, it's like multiple women did this. They like unfollowed me. They stopped talking to me. I was just like, what did I do?
You were just with a douchebag.
I was with a little D, a little lying fucking, yeah. And like, man, the aftermath of that, just like, ugh. And then he did the same thing. You know, I only found out about the one he was fucking because another person in my life was like, oh, he was just showing me nude pics of her. I was like, wait, what? So he's, and this other person was like, he was talking about, he's like, oh, you guys were dating? And I was like, yeah, I was just at his house. And he's like, oh, because he was just showing me nude pics of your friend, so-and-so. I'm like, huh?
Wow.
Yeah, he said that you guys were just like friends and nothing ever happened. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, it's interesting because I know a few of these people in this circle, right? And it's like, some of the people he wouldn't say these like gross things to, or like,
he was very careful with, but not careful enough. He fucked up with who he lied to, which lie. He had to remember which lie was told to which circle, and it's a small town, man. You get into,
and also the circles are congealing.
Yeah.
So
and you just like, and then he did the same thing right after. You know, it was like, very earnestly towards the end, I was working through so much shit you helped me through with like this session where it was like, I really just wanted to like not, it was before I knew everything, granted, but I was just like, I really was like, I just want to pass on love and be like, you know what, I need to let you go, and I'm ready to just like close this chapter. It's so painful. And just, you know, just send good wishes and like start the process of grieving for real. And then, you know, then he tries to pull me back in. Why don't you want to go on a cruise? No. Come with me and my mom on a cruise. No. So then he finds another victim who I think he might have been fooling around with when we were together. And he starts dating her. And then he screws around with somebody else behind her back, while telling all these other people like how great it is that he's finally like committing to somebody, and how nice it is to be there for her. She broke her arm or her leg or something. And so he's like,
I'm
so
taking
nice
care of
I'm
somebody.
taking care of her. Yeah. Meanwhile, his other friends that in this circle are like, he was such a dick to her when she broke her limb. He was just like, you can fucking get it yourself. I was like, what?
What the fuck?
So he was one way and then the other way,
Yeah.
and then cheating. I think his
And then
couldn't
also
keep his story
saying
straight.
that like she was like a follower on
A
and
clinger
like a
on,
clinger
depending
and,
who he talked to.
Yeah, it's so weird. Like, what is that? What are they getting?
The
out of that.
narcissistic supply. You know what he told me when I was like, I told him like, I am done, and you know we can be friends again before I knew everything.
Yeah, yeah.
But I can't. I'm done crossing any lines with you. It's been too blurry. Like,
Yeah.
no, we can't touch. Like, no. He was like, do you think it, he told me, do you think you're just being, once I say yes, what's the word? Once I'm emotionally available, you're not. So you're emotionally unavailable. And I was like, what?
What?
I was like, excuse me, what?
No. Also, ha ha ha, that you think you're ever emotionally available, sir. What?
Yeah. I should have known by the way.
Did he say you were withholding?
No.
Oh, okay.
Just like you once you realize you can have it, you don't want it anymore. And I'm like,
Ugh.
can you look in the mirror?
Seriously. What?
Dude.
The only reason why you are quote unquote wanting this is because I don't want it anymore.
Yeah. And
Fuck
it was
you.
only that moment where then he decides to the whole world that I'm suddenly special.
Yeah. That you have been
Even
the
though
love of his life for the last 2 years, and that he can't believe that you would go and do this horrible thing to him.
Cheat on him with his best friend that he'd known for a few months. That we were mutual friends.
Yes. And also not cheating. But thank you so much.
Yeah. Fuck you. Yeah. How's your mom? Dick. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess he's now dating somebody who's a, I don't know, musician. I wish
Sorry.
them luck.
Yeah, well, do you? I wish her luck.
Yeah.
Maybe, unless she's the same way.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, maybe that's what it needs to happen.
What it needs.
What it needs. Yeah. Yeah, but this person, he kept trying to, like, get back in touch and, like, send messages, and I was just like, you lied so disgustingly, in such a disgusting way, to so many people that we mutually know. That you have created a being in my mind. Like, now I'm telling people, I'm not saying his name, but he did it in real life. Like,
Yeah.
And had I not known, like, some of the people we've talked to about this, it's like, wow, the story. He's a good storyteller. He's a great liar. He's a fucking phenomenal liar. Until once you start to see how it works and the jitters and the...
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, bye.
Oh. Man. It's like, it's these perpetual children who are pretending to be adults and then pulling people into their little fantasy lands.
Yeah.
That it's just like, I mean, okay, I say that, and then I also want to caveat by saying that, like, I think that having a childlike disposition is beautiful.
Yeah,
And I
for
think
sure.
that you should. And I would say that I have one myself. I
It's
am
like
childlike.
curiosity, having wonder, playfulness.
Yeah.
Those are wonderful
Those
qualities.
are wonderful qualities. But you take the lack of empathy, the me, the whole entire world is centered around myself, the lack of understanding consequences, the lying because you know that you can get away with something because you're testing your environment. You're testing your boundaries, you're testing your environment in a safe place, usually with your family, in order to figure out what those things are. But certain people just never get out of that fucking stage.
Yeah, and I don't know. Yeah.
Anyway.
Good riddance. Chapter closed.
Chapter closed, and we'll never talk about them again.
Okay.
So, yeah. So that was wonderful, lovely. If we wait for 34 seconds, it'll be exactly an hour.
Oh. Tell us what you think about your wonderful loves.
Yeah, put it in the comments. Also, hey, if you are just like, I love these gals gabbing on a couch, and I would love for them to talk about this thing, then tell us, because we have experienced things in life, but we haven't experienced all the things in life, so we can't know all the things to say about stuff. That was lovely. Tickle, tickle, tickle.
If you're watching, you'd know what we're talking about.
Oh no, it's 3 seconds over.
Okay, bye.
Bye.